Today we are going to review how to find credible academic sources using databases, as well as how to annotate them for analysis and connection to your argument. Academic databases are curated collections of scholarly work often found in school libraries. Unlike a Google search, databases filter out blogs, opinion pieces, and non-expert commentary that can cause bias, be incomplete, or simply not academic in nature. They provide scholarly, peer-reviewed research written by experts in that field, which makes the content more credible than a general Google search. For example, if a student searches sleep and college grades in Google, they might find a BuzzFeed article, a health blog, or an opinion piece. However, searching in Academic Search Complete, or ERIC, will return peer-reviewed studies conducted by psychologists, neuroscientists, and educational researchers. Different types of databases can focus on different types of content, so make sure you know what topic you want to explore and the type of information you are looking for before choosing a database. For example, Academic Search Complete is a broad, multidisciplinary database that will provide you with a lot of broad information about a lot of topics. ERIC, on the other hand, provides education-focused research, and JSTOR is a humanities and social science archive. Instructors expect students to use academic databases because they contain research that has undergone evaluation by experts and demonstrates your ability to critically think and evaluate nonfiction from fiction. Each school will have its own method to access their databases, so make sure you discuss this with your instructor. Any way you do it, however, once you are in, you need to know how to generate effective search terms. You cannot simply just type in your entire thesis statement or research question. First, you need to determine the key concepts from your research question. Then, break the topic into main ideas. From there, you generate synonyms and related terms to each of your main ideas. Finally, determine what type of Boolean operators, the words and, or nor, that you could use to create short phrases for your search. Last but not least, determine what phrases must be found in any of your sources and put them into quotation marks. Let's check out an example. Let's say your thesis statement is still in development, but you know that you want to answer the following research question. How does sleep affect academic performance in first-year college students? Step 1 to determine effective search terms is to identify key concepts. Here we see sleep, academic performance, and first-year college students. Step 2 is to generate synonyms. Sleep could become sleep quality, sleep deprivation, or sleep duration. Academic performance could be GPA, grades, or academic achievement. First-year college students could include freshmen, first-year students, or college transition. Step 3 is to combine those terms strategically. So rather than just typing in sleep and academic performance and college students, a stronger search would be sleep deprivation or sleep quality, and academic performance or GPA, and first-year college students or freshmen. Notice that this combination of searches includes Boolean operators and, or, and not. And is used to narrow results, or is used to broaden results, and not is used to exclude terms. Quotation marks are used to keep phrases together. Weak searches, like college, sleep, bad grades, produce poor results compared to strategic keyword combinations. Accessing databases is the first part of the search process. Then you determine effective search terms. The next step is to set the parameters for your search to ensure you get the best results. Once you are on your selected database, check the box that says peer-reviewed. This means that the articles are evaluated by experts in the field before publication. This increases reliability. Next, select full text. This ensures that your results are the complete articles and not just an abstract. This is an important step because you cannot say you used a credible source when you did not actually have access to the entire piece. Then, set the date parameters for the last 5 years. So if it is the year 2026, set the dates for 2021 through 2026. This is important because you want your sources to be modern and up to date. After you've selected peer-reviewed, full text, and the last 5 years, you can put your effective search terms into the search bar and hit enter. Now you just have to read the abstract to ensure it covers a topic you want to address in your essay. As you peruse the abstract, ask yourself, does this match my topic? Does the sample focus on the right people? Is it research-based or opinion-based? If the answers are yes, and it is research-based, you should download the source and read and annotate it. You should now have an article that is not only related to your argument, but is moving towards being credible. Although finding a peer-reviewed, full-text, up-to-date source is part of determining credibility, it is not the only step you must take. Once you've found a source on the database, you have to read the abstract and determine specific information. Is the audience affiliated with a university well known for studying that topic? Is the article published in a reputable academic journal? Does it include clear data and cite other research? Is the language formal and evidence-based? Use the acronym CRAAP, or CRAP, to help you evaluate this information. The source should be current, relevant to your argument, demonstrate authority to speak on the topic, be accurate, and have a clear purpose. A credible example would be a peer-reviewed study in the Journal of College Student Development analyzing sleep patterns and GPA data across multiple universities. For academic writing, you should avoid personal blogs, Wikipedia as a cited source, opinion or editorial articles, sponsored health websites, and articles without specifically named authors. Note: Wikipedia can help you understand background information about a topic, but it cannot be cited in an academic essay. Instead, use it to help you understand the topic enough to be able to complete a database search. Also keep in mind that opinion articles, even from reputable newspapers, are not scholarly research, and sponsored wellness websites may promote products rather than present objective data. Academic essays require the original research study whenever possible, so use the primary search as often as you can find it. Once you find an article whose abstract hints that it has the correct information that you need for your essay, you should read it. Although most instructors encourage you to read every word of the article you plan to use in your essay, most also understand that the first step should be to skim for specific content that helps you understand the article, its purpose, and content. Step 1 is to read the abstract. Ensure that it contains content that aligns to your topic, main argument, and is credible. Then, skim the headlines and structure of the text. How is the article broken down? Does there seem to be sections that contain the content you need for your argument? Then, look for the research question, methods, results, discussion, and conclusion. In general, a peer-reviewed full-text article should start with an introduction which covers the research question and purpose of the article. Then comes a literature review, where the article looks at previous research to ground its own argument and research. Next, it includes the methods of the research. This might include collecting data and analyzing it, hosting interviews, or even completing surveys. The methods section often includes the sample size of the research project, how the data was collected, and explains how valid the findings are based on the method. Then comes to the results, where the article provides the details of what their method collected. Again, this can be data or interviews or anything else related to the outcomes of the research. This section also often includes tables, numerical data, and personal interview data. Then there is the discussion. Here, the article explains the significance of the results. This is the interpretation of the data in relation to the research question. Finally, the conclusion often includes a reflection of the research and makes connection to future research. When annotating or taking notes on an article that you plan to use in your essay, you are not just highlighting sentences that seem important. Instead, you are looking for specific information that relates directly to your argument and provides you with data that strengthens your essay. So when you begin reading your article, consider the following methods of annotating. 1. Highlight the main claim of the article. Ask yourself, what question was the research trying to answer? How did the article attempt to answer that question? What did the results show? What do the results mean? Also, mark important data or statistics. These types of quotes add an extra level to your argument as well as demonstrate your critical thinking. Circle unfamiliar terms and then go back and define them so that you are sure that you understand what the research and article was saying. It is also a good idea to summarize important parts of the article in the margins. This is especially important when you review the method, results, and discussion section. This step is also important because it saves you time when you start writing your essay. Mark interesting or important facts with exclamation marks. These can be used later in your essay and give more credibility and power. Finally, make sure that you record the page number of each quote. This is especially important if you are using a printed source that does not label the page numbers, but does on the digital version. This also prevents plagiarism and makes writing your essay easier. Remember, use academic databases intentionally. Develop strategy and clear search terms. Filter for peer-reviewed, full-text research. Evaluate credibility carefully. Read and annotate actively. And analyze and synthesize evidence. These strong research habits lead to stronger essays. When you search strategically, select credible research, read critically, annotate thoughtfully, and analyze deeply, you produce essays with stronger unity, coherence, and authority. Credit for this presentation template goes to SlidesGo and includes icons from Flaticon and infographics and images from FeedPeak.